A few weeks ago, we discussed journaling as a great way to reconnect with yourself, to journal your thoughts and feelings, and to explore old wounds that grief may be bringing up for you. And in the very first email, we explored the Tonglen practice as a powerful way to process any feelings of sadness, guilt, or shame. Now, when we're faced with so many big and challenging emotions, these practices may not be enough. We may need to find other safe outlets to release all these emotions that are stored in our body and need to come out. That's why this week I would like to share another powerful way of reconnecting with yourself in a compassionate way, other than journaling or breath work. And I would like to explore with you the practice of gentle, self-guided movements and sounds to allow your emotions to move through you instead of bottling them up and suppressing them. So here are a few tips how you can start this practice. First of all, create a safe space to be with whatever comes up for you. You don't want a neighbor knocking on your door because they have heard you wail in the house and they've heard the sound and they are afraid that you may be doing yourself some harm. So you just want to create a safe space where you can release these emotions that threaten to overwhelm you. And I found for wailing, the best place to do it is my car where nobody can hear me. And of course, I'm not doing it while I'm driving, right? And I don't have to do it so often anymore. But in the first few months and years, I regularly did some wailing in the car, and it helped a lot, I can tell you. It's like really a release valve, you open it, you release whatever has been stored and been bottling up in your heart, and you feel so much lighter afterwards. Trust me. Then once you've created this safe space, which is really important, allow any emotion to come up without judgment and without trying to control it. We have a tendency after losing a loved one to try to control whatever we can because the rug's been pulled from under our feet and we feel utterly out of control. I get it, I understand it. But for this practice, just try to let go. Think of it like chopping off your head. What would your body love to do if your mind were not constantly interfering? Listen to your body and feel what your body wants to do and let it do what it needs to do, right? It will help you so much. There's no time limit for this practice. A few minutes will already provide a lot of release. But if you can do it longer, of course, whatever, feels right for you, because you may feel that at some point you may need a little bit more time to allow your body to release what it's ready to release. So if you can give it more time, then that's great. But if you can only dedicate a few minutes to this practice, that's also fine. When we don't move, energy gets stuck in our body. And this can make coping with grief so much more overwhelming. So prevent sitting for too long, especially in the first few months, and get up regularly. Move in whatever way you can. You don't need to do this practice. You can just shake out your legs, and this will be enough to make this emotional energy move again. This practice is also a good one if you already spend a lot of time outdoors, walking in nature. Because when we are in a public space, we may not feel as safe and certain emotions may not come up for you. And I definitely wouldn't have done any wailing while walking in a public space. It also doesn't matter how long you have been bereaved, whether it's been a short while ago or a few years ago. There's always some pent-up emotions that are still stored somewhere in the body that still need releasing. I still find rocking back and forth very helpful when a grief wave hits me. And of course it doesn't happen so often anymore. But when it does, I still do some rocking to soothe myself. And of course I use yoga to release tension, especially along my spine. So do whatever feels right for you. There's no right or wrong with this practice. Like I felt drawn to wailing and rocking and to using gentle yoga postures. You may be drawn to moving your body to some soothing music or other movements and sounds. Whatever resonates with you is the right thing for you. So I hope this video helps you start with this practice, that you find these tips useful, and if you have any questions, of course, you can ask me anytime. Take care. Bye bye.